I would love to go against the winner of Canelo and Crawford, Canelo, because he was my idol. There's always respect for everyone, but I have to try. Why not? I feel that I can do it. I can do it. If they want to give me the opportunity directly, why not?
Ilia Topuria has shocked everyone by calling for a boxing match against the winner of Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. He said the UFC let Conor McGregor do it, so they should let him as well. Topuria still has 5 fights on his UFC contract, but believes now is the perfect time. He asked for Turki Al Sheikh's support and said he respects Canelo, but truly believes he can win and make history as a UFC and boxing world champion.
I would love to go that timeline to boxing.
Are you allowed to say how many fights you have left on your contract or not?
I think I have 5. It doesn't matter. Even I still have fights in the UFC. You always can ask them to let you go to the boxing. Did it with Conor. Why not with me? I would love to go to boxing. I would love to go against the winner of Canelo and Crawford, Canelo, because he was my idol. There's always respect for everyone, but I have to try. Why not? I feel that I can do it. I can do it. If they want to give me the opportunity directly, why not? I want to discover something new. We're gonna do it. Now is the best time. Maybe the first one to get a world title in boxing. Let's go Turkish. This guy, how's his name? The Turkish?
Turkey or whatever?
Turkey, yeah. Turkey. I would love it. It would be a great experience.
Ilia Topuria also said he is open to an Islam Makhachev super fight at the White House. When asked about a potential super fight with Islam Makhachev on the rumored White House card, Ilia Topuria said he'd love the opportunity. Fighting in front of the United States, he said, would be an honor. With the event still a year away, he felt the timing could work out perfectly for a clash with Islam.
You versus Islam on the White House card would be insane. Would you want to fight at the White House, or?
Why not? I would love to fight in front of the United States of America.
Yeah.
I would love it. We'll see what's
But it's a year away, right?
It's a year away.
That could be perfect timing for you in Islam, though.
Ilia Topuria wasn't sure what weight class a potential fight with Islam Makhachev would happen at, saying that once a fighter moves up, they rarely want to cut back down. He explained that making 145 felt like hell for him, but since moving to 155, the process has been much more enjoyable and he's felt happier overall.
What weight would that go down at now, though?
Like, what do you mean? When
like,
it could happen?
what weight class? Yeah.
I don't care with him.
He couldn't come
really
back
care.
down to 155.
Once you try to go up, you never want to come back.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's hell, right?
it's hell.
Yeah.
It's hell. I had to go through hell when I was cutting the weight in 145, and now that I decide to stay in 155, it's like 2 different worlds. I have been able to enjoy the whole process. I've been more happier.
Meanwhile, Bryce Mitchell dismissed the idea that Ilia Topuria is unbeatable. He claimed that if Islam Makhachev or Arman Tsarukyan were to take Topuria down, they'd likely dominate him. Mitchell also recalled their fight, saying he gave Topuria a black eye even while injured, and insisted that if he had been healthy, Topuria would have left with 2. Bryce Mitchell said, if Islam gets on top of him, he's in trouble. If Arman gets him down, he'll do great. Ilia is not unbeatable, bro. I blacked his eye on a night when I didn't have no power in my arms. If I had gone in there healthy, he'd have 2 black eyes. On the other hand, there is a lot of anticipation for a fight between Ilia and Paddy due to their old rivalry. But Ilia Topuria suggested that if Paddy Pimblett wants a clear path to a title shot, he should fight Justin Gaethje. He explained that facing Arman Tsarukyan would be a tougher matchup for Paddy, as Arman would likely beat him. In Topuria's view, Gaethje represents the easier route for Paddy to reach a title opportunity.
If he wants to assure his title shot, he has to fight with Justin Gaethje, because if he fights with Arman, I think that Arman's gonna beat him. So the easiest path he has right now to get the title shot is Justin.
Ilia Topuria also told Joe Rogan that he believes Paddy Pimblett would beat Justin Gaethje and do it easily. When Rogan reacted in disbelief, pointing out Gaethje's toughness and Division I wrestling background, Topuria dismissed it, saying Gaethje doesn't really know how to grapple. He argued that Gaethje prefers to stand and fight, not because he chooses to, but because he lacks true grappling ability.
Do you think Paddy's going to beat Justin Gaethje?
Easy.
Wow. Really easy?
Yeah, easy.
Really easy?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a crazy thing to say, because Justin Gaethje's a animal.
Yeah, but he doesn't know how to grapple. and Paddy knows
But
that.
he's a Division I wrestler. He knows how to grapple. You don't think he knows how to grapple? He just chooses not to. He chooses to stand and fight.
I don't think so.
However, Justin Gaethje didn't like that idea, and he claimed the UFC would be using him if they booked him against Paddy Pimblett. He pointed out that the champion was calling for a fight with him, yet the UFC gave the title shot to someone who was 2-2. Gaethje said if the UFC's plan is to use him until he loses, he may need to reconsider his future in the sport.
You haven't mentioned the name Paddy, and I think I'd probably understand why. I mean, according to the rankings, I didn't look at him this morning, but I think he's somewhere around 8 or 10 or something like that. Do you see him as an opponent just in terms of getting your title shot first?
Yeah.
Do you see
No,
him going
absolutely.
there?
I mean, absolutely not. I mean, if that's the route that they want me to take, then I don't believe that they need me anymore. And I know that sounds, petty or whatever, but I'm number 3. 3-1 in my last 4. The champion was calling to fight me. They vacated. They bring a new guy in and give a guy that's 2-2 the fight. So if their algorithm and their math tells them just to use me until I get beat, then I'm going to have to really reevaluate what I'm doing here. I've signed up for a merit-based system. I have lived by that.
However, Justin Gaethje expressed interest in fighting Ilia Topuria, calling him a beast and acknowledging his surging confidence. He said the fight would come down to momentum and emphasized the need to start strong and be fully prepared. Gaethje respected Ilia as one of the most elite fighters in the world, which is exactly why he wanted that challenge.
How are you gonna knock Ilia's fucking head off?
Ilia is a fucking beast. The confidence is crazy right now. I think it's a battle of momentum, so I have to go in there and fight for that momentum early and fight the best I can. Be prepared as I can be. These are the most elite fighters in the world, and he's one of those guys, so that's why I want to fight him.
On the other hand, the new heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall has issued a clear warning to Cyril Gane that he is going to end his continuous run at the title shot fights. Aspinall said this is the 4th time he and Cyril Gane have been matched in the UFC, and he's ready to finally make it happen. He pointed out that it's Gane's 3rd shot at the title and made it clear he plans to remove him from the title picture for good.
We have actually, from my maths, this is the 4th time we've been matched up together. Me and Cyril got in the UFC, and now we are matched up for the 25th of October, Abu Dhabi. Me and Cyril, the 4th attempt is here, and this is Cyril's 3rd title shot. So we are going to try and get rid of Cyril Gane from the title picture for good.
Tom Aspinall said the layoff isn't an issue for him, noting that he once spent 3.5 years away from MMA and still came back strong. He promised fans they would see an even better version of himself this time.
I've had big breaks before. This is it. I've had 3.5 years off of MMA fighting before, so this is no problem for me. Ring rust is all mental anyway, so I'm happy just to get back in there, get stuff moving, and get active again. We can just be expecting me, an improved version of me. I've had a year to train. I've had a year to test my skills and improve, and I'm going to show everyone what that's all about on the 25th of October.
Meanwhile, Khalil Rountree Jr. has expressed his hate for the lightweight champion Magomed Ankalaev. In a recent podcast with Joe Rogan, Khalil Rountree Jr. didn't hide his lack of enthusiasm for Magomed Ankalaev. When Joe Rogan praised Ankalaev's skills, calling him really good, Rountree just smiled. Joe called him out on it, and Rountree brushed it off, saying he was just smiling. When pressed for his opinion on Ankalaev, Rountree said he doesn't have any opinion for Ankalaev, and it's also not because Ankalaev is the champ.
Well, supposedly he went into that fight with norovirus and he had a fucked up hand.
I believe it.
Also, Ankalaev is fucking good, man. He's good. That guy's really good. You're smiling.
I can't smile.
You can, but you're smiling like, come on, man.
I'm just smiling.
What is your opinion on Ankalaev?
I don't have one.
You don't have any opinion at all?
No, not one.
No, because he's the champ. Okay. I get it.
Yeah. Let's go back to Alex.
Yeah.
Khalil Roundtree Jr. made it clear he's not a fan of Magomed Ankalaev, neither as a fighter nor as a person. He said he can confidently say he dislikes Ankalaev, accusing him of talking trash for no reason. Roundtree expressed frustration with people who disrespect others unprovoked, especially when he's never mentioned their name. He emphasized that he's dealt with that kind of behavior his whole life and has no tolerance for it, calling it unnecessary and something he genuinely hates.
Are you just not a fan of his?
I can say confidently, am I a fan? Absolutely not.
As a human or a fighter?
Both.
Okay. So have you had bad interactions with him as a human?
He just talks shit. And I hate people that talk shit. Like, dude, I just don't like it. I don't like people who talk shit for no reason. If I didn't say anything to you, if I've never mentioned your name, then why are you talking shit to me or about me or disrespecting me?
It's just shit talking.
I hate it, dude. Like, I hate it. Like, it really bugs me.
Do you hate it because you're a martial artist and you feel like it doesn't have a place in martial arts?
I just hate it because it's fucking unnecessary. And it's like, and even as an adult, like, I had to deal with this shit my whole life.
Right.
A few days ago, Dana White officially announced that Magomed Ankalaev will defend his UFC light heavyweight title against Alex Pereira in a rematch at UFC 320 on October 4th at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Following the announcement, fans erupted with excitement, eager to see whether Ankalaev can continue his reign or if Pereira will reclaim gold in what's shaping up to be one of the year's most anticipated title fights.
UFC 320, October 4th, T-Mobile, Las Vegas. The champ, Magomed Ankalaev, defends his belt against Alex Pereira. Ankalaev hasn't lost in 7 years. He has the second longest win streak in the UFC light heavyweight division behind who? John Jones, the GOAT. Let the hate begin. Pereira, former two-division champ, 10 of his 12 wins have come by knockout, and he has the highest striking accuracy in the light heavyweight division.
Magomed Ankalaev responded confidently after the UFC 320 rematch announcement, promising to finish Alex Pereira in dominant fashion. He made it clear he's not planning to leave it in the judges' hands and warned fans to expect a highlight reel performance. Magomed Ankalaev said, "Dana White announced my next fight on October 4th. I'm knocking Alex out this time. There is no other way. Get ready for the big show." A few days before the UFC 320 rematch was officially announced, Magomed Ankalaev had taken a jab at Alex Pereira, claiming the former champ was trying to line up the rematch with him during Ramadan. Ankalaev dismissed the timing, pushed for more preparation, and even suggested he'd rather face Carlos Ulberg instead, someone he viewed as a more dangerous threat than the rest. Magomed Ankalaev stated, "Breaking news. Alex is now asking he wants to fight me during Ramadan again. I need more time, and the other clown he have to do his homework. Let me fight Carlos. I think he's more dangerous than all of them." Andrew Tate backed Alex Pereira to bounce back and win a rematch against Magomed Ankalaev. He called Pereira an OG and shared that they were once scheduled to fight years ago during the Showtime era. Tate said Pereira has been around long enough to understand the fight game. You win some, you lose some. He believes Pereira will take the loss as a lesson and come back stronger, adding that the world loves him and he knows exactly what to do next.
Last thing, I saw you and your brother in Vegas over the weekend. Do you have any words for Pereira? He took a loss, like any maybe words of encouragement?
Pereira's an OG. Pereira fought Sahak Papayan, and I was supposed to fight Pereira a long time ago, but he ended up fighting Sahak instead back in the It's Showtime days. So him and I have been fighting way back when. So he's been around. He knows the game. He understands you win some, you lose some. You either use it to come back stronger and better and learn something, or you use it to destroy you. It's like everything in life, right? So I think he already knows exactly what to do. The world loves him. He knows that.
You think he'll win the rematch?
I think he'll be back. Yeah, the world loves him. He's a loved guy. He'll be back.
Michael Bisping also reacted to this expected rematch announcement and said Alex Pereira is under pressure in the rematch, noting he looked hesitant in their first fight and got outstruck by Ankalaev. He explained that expecting takedowns can throw off a striker's rhythm. While Ankalaev isn't on Khabib's level in wrestling, he still has it as a threat.
A lot of pressure on Alex Pereira coming into this one. And you know, after he lost the fight to Magomed Ankalaev last time out, there wasn't much volume. There wasn't much wrestling either. If anything, Magomed Ankalaev beat him on the feet. It was just a hesitant, tentative performance from Pereira, and I understand that. I've been in there with wrestlers myself, and you think that when you throw, they're going to shoot, and then the guy doesn't shoot, he starts throwing punches, he beats you at your own game, and he kind of makes a dick out of you, right? I've been there. I know what it feels like, and yes, Magomed, even though he's from Dagestan, isn't a Khabib level wrestler or Islam Makhachev or something like that, but he does have wrestling in his back pocket.
Michael Bisping said Pereira must be aggressive if he wants to reclaim the belt and stay relevant in the UFC. He pointed out that another loss could push Pereira toward leaving, especially after his recent online outburst and mentions of switching to karate combat or boxing. However, if Pereira beats Ankalaev, all that talk goes away, and he might even eye a future fight with Tom Aspinall.
Pereira is under a lot of pressure here. He's got to come out, he's got to be aggressive, he's got to go forward. If he's going to get that belt back and get some pride back, he's got to win this fight. Because if he doesn't, this might be the last time we see him fight in the UFC. We saw him have a bit of a meltdown on Twitter recently when something didn't go his way. I forget the exact tweet, what it was, but you know what I'm talking about if you follow the sport. And now he's talking about potentially fighting for karate combat. He's talking about potentially boxing. He's made an absolute fortune. He's left his mark on the sport. But if he beats Magomed Ankalaev, then of course, forget about all those conversations. He's going to be staying in the UFC, and he'll probably fancy his chances against Tom Aspinall at some point down the line. Okay, I know I'd like to see it. Co-main event for UFC 320 was announced as well. This one's a banger. Merab Dvalishvili taking on Corey Sandhagen.
On the other hand, Demetrius Johnson felt the first fight between Ankalaev and Pereira was underwhelming and lacked excitement. He said it ended in such a flat way that he wasn't even sure the 5 rounds had finished. He credited Ankalaev for fighting smart, but noted Pereira's style tends to follow the same pattern, often starting with leg kicks, just as he did.
Ankalaev taking on Alex Pereira. I felt it was very anticlimactic. Like when the fight was over, I was like, God, that was it? Was that 5 rounds? So is it over? And when I think like that, I feel that Ankalaev played a very, very smart strategy game. Meaning that when you look at Alex Pereira, he has 2 ways to go about his fight. Look at all his fights, even from the Sean Strickland to the Izzy Adesanya to Khalil Roundtree, Yuri Prohaska, both those fights. You look at all those fights, it always starts off by the leg kick. He wants a reaction.
Chael Sonnen was also surprised by Alex Pereira's loss to Ankalaev, reflecting on how, in the past, star power often swayed close decisions. He pointed out that Pereira didn't get the benefit of the doubt despite being the bigger name, and argued that Ankalaev deserves credit for backing up his promise to stand and strike rather than wrestle. Sonnen noted that Pereira was never taken down, which is unusual against a Dagestani wrestler, and praised Ankalaev for outstriking him.
What happened to the good old day when the biggest star in the sport could go out there and underperform a little bit and the judges would give a screw job to the less popular guy? I could tell you plenty of times throughout history where Alex Pereira would still be wearing that belt, which is to beat the champion. You really got to beat the champion. Screwed the other guy to protect the champion. That's all that's ever meant. I'm not sure that the Alex Pereira that I saw isn't the greatest Alex Pereira I've ever seen. Alex is supposed to be somebody that you can go take down and beat up, particularly if you got a wrestling background, particularly if you got a wrestling background from Dagestan. That's the story. He never went down once. Is Ankalaev a man of his word? Does he get credit? Because his words were that I'm going to stand up and I'm going to kickbox with him. I'm going to beat him in the stand-up. That's exactly what he did. I, as a Pereira fan, what I want is Pereira at heavyweight. And if in a month from now we come out with a poster and it's Tom Aspinall versus Alex Pereira, I think you guys are pretty excited. That's my guess.
However, Tom Aspinall had a different opinion, and he took a dig at those who thought Alex Pereira won the fight against Magomed Ankalaev. He felt Ankalaev executed the perfect game plan by keeping Pereira guessing, using cage grappling to wear him down rather than fully committing to takedowns. Aspinall said it was clear Ankalaev was the better fighter that night and was shocked by how many uneducated fans thought Pereira won or called the fight boring.
I think that Ankalaev just had him guessing a lot with, I think, Pereira's level on the ground. I don't know what level he's at, but I think he's still a bit wary of getting taken down. He definitely defended the takedowns well, but me with an educated eye watching it, I don't think Ankalaev was really trying to take him down that much. I think he definitely tried a couple of times. I think he did 10 or 11 takedown attempts, but I would say only 2 or 3 of them he went full blast. I think the rest of the time he was trying to tire him out with the grappling, standing, like the cage grappling stuff. So I think Ankalaev had the perfect game plan. He didn't overcommit, tired him out. I can't believe people watched that fight and thought that Pereira won. It was just wild to me that how many uneducated fans are out there, and how many uneducated fans thought it was a boring fight as well. I thought it was an amazing fight. Both guys did good, and I think that Ankalaev was just a lot better than him on the night. That's it.
That wraps up everything from today's video. Let us know your thoughts on these updates in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to get instant notifications for the latest UFC news.